So the next program that we are going to understand is write a program to calculate factorial of a number using a recursion. Okay, so first what you have to do, how to calculate the factorial of a number. Okay, so 5 factorial, how will you calculate? The result is 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. That is, you have to do the repeated multiplication with the previous number. Okay, so now you have to think in such a way that how I can bring the recursion here and how I can design the base case here. Okay, so here the base case is when the value reaches 1, right? Okay, whatever the value that you are decrementing, when the value becomes 1, you have to stop the recursion. Okay, and then so the factorial of one value is 1, so that is where you have to stop, and that is your base case. And how will you write it as a recursive function? So it is whatever the value that is multiplied with the previous number. So if it is factorial of 5, it is 5 into factorial of 4, that is n minus 1. So what is this? This is your recursive case. Okay, so this is how you have to think in terms of recursion. Okay, now look at the solution for this. So it is a program to calculate a factorial of a number. So def function definition starts here. Factorial is a name of the function and then n value. If n less than 2 or if n value is equal to 1, you have to return the value 1. Okay, which is a known value. Okay, so if not, what you're supposed to do, you have to do the recursion, that is return n star factorial of n minus 1, right? Okay, so and then this is your recursive function, and in the main program what you're supposed to do, so n is equal to int of input of enter a number. The number should be a positive number. Okay, so if it is not a positive number like the previous slide, okay, so you can also check the number for negativity and then you can return the case. Okay, so I didn't write that, you can write that as well. So print factorial of n is factorial of, this is the first call to the function. Okay, so enter a number greater than 0, you are entering the value as 8. Okay, so in that case the factorial of 8 is, so this value will be returned. Okay, so this is your factorial function. Okay, so look at the next example. Next example is write a program to calculate GCD recursively. So what is GCD? So GCD is a greatest common divisor. If you have given two numbers, you will be writing the multiplication factors for both the numbers. So among the multiplication factor, whatever the common factor between both the numbers, that will be writing it. Okay, that is your GCD. Okay, so and then whatever the procedure that may look very lengthy. However, there is a very interesting algorithm given here which is called as Euclid's algorithm. Okay, so before we you can think of your own algorithm. However, today in our session we are going to discuss one already existing algorithm which was a very famous algorithm. Okay, so which will give you the answer in no time, right? Okay, so look at the algorithm here. So it is called as Euclid's algorithm, which was more than 1000 years old. Okay, so def GCD of p comma q, two numbers you are passing. So in that case, if q value is equal to 0, okay, so you're going to repeat it. When you do the repetition, when the q value is 0, your p is your greatest common divisor. Okay, so that is your base case. So otherwise it is a GCD of return GCD of q, that is the second argument, q comma p modulo divided by q. Okay, so it is totally new. Let us understand how this algorithm works for a very known number. Okay, so here it is. So GCD of 28 comma 8. Okay, I want to find the GCD of the numbers 28 and 8. So what is the GCD of these two numbers? It is 4. So I know the answer. Okay, now I am going to check how this algorithm works for this, right? Okay, so here in the GCD algorithm I have to check whether the second argument is 0. Is the second argument 0? No. In that case you have to call it with q comma p modulo divided by q. So what is p modulo divided by q? So it is 28 modulo divided by 8. So 28 modulo divided by 8, that is you have to say the remainder. So 3 8s are 24, the remaining 4. So the remainder of 28 modulo divided by 8 is 4. So how will you call the function? Q comma p modulo divided by q. Okay, so what is p value? What is q value? It is 8. So 8 comma 4. Right, okay, now you're calling the function with this value. So when you call this function, whether q value is 0, no again. So again what you have to do, you have to calculate p modulo divided by q. So what is p modulo divided by q? 8 modulo divided by 4, which will give you the result as 0. So it is GCD of q comma p modulo divided by q. So which is GCD of 4 comma 0. So now GCD of 4 comma 0. So here q value is 0. So what is the GCD? It is 4. So that is the answer. Right, okay. So I have executed with a few examples, right? Okay. So number 4 and then 66. Okay. So the GCD is 4. Okay. So and then the next example is 2. Okay, so here it is 408 and then 440. So the GCD of these two numbers is so 24, right? Okay, so this is your GCD algorithm. Okay, Euclid's algorithm, right? So the next program that we are going to understand is write a program to print the Fibonacci series using recursion. Okay, so we know how to write the Fibonacci number. So in Fibonacci series, so the 0th element of Fibonacci series is 0 and the first element is 1. So the next element can be written as the sum of previous two numbers, that is f of n is equal to f of n minus 1 plus f of n minus 2. That is, so if it is n value is 2, that is second value, that is 0th element, first element, and then second element if you want to write, it is the sum of first and then 0th element, right? Okay, so if it is 2, it is 2 minus 1 1, 2 minus 2 0th element. Okay, so if n value is 3, then it is f of 2 plus f of 1. Okay, so it is the sum of previous two Fibonacci numbers. It is the sum of previous two Fibonacci numbers where n value is greater than 1. So from this what you can understand is, so here f of 0 is equal to 0 and f of 1 is equal to 1. These two are Fibonacci numbers. Okay, so these two are the base cases, that is where you supposed to stop. And then here f of n is equal to f of n minus 1 plus f of n minus 2. Okay, so this is the recursive function where you have to call the function twice with the different values to get a value. And moreover, so this Fibonacci series, it will not return one single value. Instead, every single value should be printed. So for the number of times you supposed to print the value, how to calculate the value, to for the calculation alone you will be able to use the recursion. Do you understand? Okay, so I want to find print 5 numbers. Okay, 5 means, okay, how will you calculate the fifth number? So it is the sum of previous two numbers, f of 4 plus f of 3. So how will you calculate f of 3? F of 3 can be calculated as f of 3 plus f of 2. How will you calculate f of 3? F of 3 is a sum of f of 2 and then f of 1. So how will you calculate f of 2? It is f of 1 and 0. So what is the value of f of 0? 0, and f of 1 is 1. Okay, so here this is how you are going to do the Fibonacci recursion in Fibonacci. Okay, so same applies here. Okay, f of 2, f of 1 plus f of 0. So this is where your Fibonacci series stops, right? Okay, now look at the program for the same. Okay, so here def fib of n, if n is equal to 1, then the value is 0. Okay, that is the first element is 0. LF, if n value is 2, what is the second element? The value is 1. So here how many base cases I have? I have 2 base cases, right? Okay, so we have already discussed, right? You can have one or more base cases. So here in the Fibonacci number I am having 2 base cases, right? Okay, n is equal to 1 and then n is equal to 2. Else, so how will you calculate the remaining number? That can be calculated as, so Fibonacci of n minus 1 plus Fibonacci of n minus 2. The same formula I have applied here. Okay, so here what you supposed to do is, so you have to print every single number that is returned by the function. So here I am using a for loop for the same. Okay, so n is equal to int of input of enter the number of how many numbers you are required. Okay, 5 means 5, 10 means 10, how many Fibonacci numbers so that you wanted to print. Okay, so you read that value. So for I in the range of 1 comma n plus 1, why it is 1? The first element is only for the n value 1 I am having the value 0, the first element, and then n plus 1. So since the range starts from 0 only, you will be getting value up to n. So since you have started with 1, so here you have given the n range as n plus 1. Okay, so what you are printing? Print of Fibonacci of I. Okay, so when it calls with the value of 1, it will immediately print the value 0. Okay, when it call with the value of 1, it call it with 2, then it will print the value 1. And then when it is 3, so these two function, this will be called, which will again call the same function twice, and then it will give you the result here. Okay, so this is your Python program for printing the Fibonacci numbers using recursion. Okay, so of course we have already discussed that you will be able to print it without the recursion, but we are just understanding how to write the program using a recursion, right?